Have you ever wanted to be someone who is steady, someone who doesn't worry about criticism, rejection, failure, or betrayal? Have you ever thought about the day when you would finally stop feeling that deep pain, that suffering that fills you inside, even when you try to look fine on the outside? Maybe you're sick of trying to make everyone happy, of keeping up an image that needs strength all the time, when really, all you wanted was to take a break, just for a moment, from the struggle of being tough. But here's something that maybe no one has been honest enough to tell you. As long as you run from pain, it will keep controlling you. As long as you try to feel nothing, to protect yourself, to hide, you will stay trapped by everything that happens around you, by the words that hurt you, by the things that let you down, by the silence that kills you inside. And this isn't being weak. This is how most people really feel. The only difference is that some are better at pretending than others. Carl Jung, one of the biggest names in psychology, said that we aren't what happens to us, but what we choose to become. And that's the important part. It's not about blocking yourself from the world. It's not about becoming cold, uncaring, or untouchable. It's about bringing things together. It's about bringing to light everything that hurts you in the dark. Because real strength isn't not feeling pain, but being fully aware of who you are, even when you're hurting. If you've watched this far, it's not by accident. This video is for you, who are tired of getting hurt by everything and everyone. It's for you who feel that you're always at a disadvantage emotionally, like other people have some power over you that you can't figure out. I want to show you that things can be different, but for that, you'll need to face some truths that might hurt. And maybe, for the first time, this pain will actually set you free. Let's begin. You think that what hurts you is outside, in what others do, in words that weren't well chosen, in the times you were left behind, in the trust that was broken unexpectedly. But the harsh truth is this: none of these things can really hurt you unless there's already an open wound inside you. What hurts isn't what others do to you. It is what these experiences touch inside you. It's the story you make up about it. It's the old hurt that was never dealt with. It's the emptiness you cover with toughness, with pride, with that desperate need to look like you have it all together. Jung shows us that the pain we feel when facing the outside world is just a reflection of what we haven't yet accepted in our inner world. That's why some people can go through terrible situations and still stay clear-headed, while others fall apart over a simple comment. It's not about what happens, it's about where it hits you. And here's an uncomfortable truth. You still hurt so much because deep down, you believe you can manage how the world treats you. You're still trying to be good enough, smart enough, strong enough, understanding enough, like that will guarantee that no one will hurt you. But control is just make-believe, and as long as you hold on to it, you live with constant stress, trying to predict what can't be predicted, trying to avoid what can't be avoided. Do you want to stop suffering? Then stop trying to protect yourself from suffering. What you need isn't more control, but more understanding. As long as you believe that people need to change for you to stop feeling pain, you'll remain stuck because of what others do. Your freedom starts the moment you understand that everything from outside only has power if it matches something inside you. And this is exactly where the real battle is, the unconscious. What you don't see, don't understand, and don't control, controls you. And this is what we'll look at next. Get ready to go one level deeper, because that's where real change begins. If this makes sense to you, hit the subscribe button and join the channel. Thanks for your support. The biggest lie you've been told is that you control your life. Wake up, because you don't. At least not while you keep living on autopilot, reacting without knowing why, feeling without understanding where it comes from, making decisions that you later work against. Carl Jung made this clear when he said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." And that's exactly what's happening to you now. The pain you feel, the anger that comes out of nowhere, the sadness that takes over you without explanation. None of this is random. These are messages from parts of you that have been forgotten, ignored, pushed down. Jung called this dark area the unconscious, and it's not just some fog of vague thoughts. It's an active force, a whole system of memories, trauma, wants, and fears that you don't want to face, but that keep deciding what you feel and how you act. You wonder why certain words destroy you while other people aren't bothered. It's because those words touch sensitive spots in you that are still raw. And if they're raw, it's because you have never faced them. You've only pushed them under the rug, and now you keep tripping over them. Jung said, "We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate. It oppresses." And what have you been doing? Judging yourself, holding yourself back, keeping quiet, as if that would fix anything. The truth is that the unconscious doesn't go away just because you ignore it. It only finds more harmful ways to show up. In bad relationships that you repeat, in ways you sabotage yourself that you can't break, in worries and fears that appear when everything seems to be going well. This isn't bad luck. It's your unconscious trying to wake you up, but you keep wanting to sleep. Do you want to be someone who doesn't get hurt? Then stop running from what's inside you, because until you know you're unconscious, you'll be controlled by your emotions. The more you try to guard yourself from outside pain, the more exposed you become on the inside. But there is a way out, and it's not by defending yourself. It's by bringing all the parts of yourself together. Becoming untouchable isn't about resisting, it's about understanding yourself deeply. That's what we're about to explore. What does it really mean to be someone who can't be shaken? And why doesn't this strength come from armor, but from acceptance? Let's continue. A lot of people believe that the best way to avoid pain is to shut down, to put up walls, wear a mask, build emotional armor, and act like nothing matters. They say, "I don't care anymore. I'm over it. Nothing gets to me." But inside, they're still bleeding, still breaking down, because the real problem isn't that you feel too much. The problem is that you don't fully understand what you're feeling or why. That confusion only happens when you haven't fully met yourself yet. Carl Jung once said, "Know all the theories, master all the techniques, but when touching a human soul, be just another human soul. And that soul you've been hiding behind a tough, controlled image. It's begging to be seen." Emotional strength has nothing to do with acting cold. It's not about ignoring pain, running from conflict, or pretending nothing bothers you. It's about being real. It's about facing what you've buried deep inside and finally letting it come to light. You don't become untouchable by shutting out the world. You become untouchable when you've already made peace with the parts of you that once scared you. When you've accepted your fears, your flaws, your insecurities, you stop reacting to everything. You step back. You choose. You're no longer pulled around by emotion, and that is real freedom. Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming your true self, not the version people expect, not the version you made up to be accepted, but the one that naturally rises when your shadow and your light come together. Individuation isn't about being perfect. Jung made that clear. It's about being whole. You don't have to become a better person. You just need to become you. And here's the part no one tells you. The more you run from your pain, the more it follows you. The more you try to not be affected, the more fragile you become. But when you face your own wounds, when you accept every part of yourself, even the messy, uncomfortable parts, nothing outside of you can tear you down. This path takes courage. Courage to go inward. Courage to drop the act. Courage to feel again. Because inside your pain is where real change begins. That's what we'll uncover next. How suffering, instead of being your enemy, can actually open the door to your greatest strength. Let's go deeper now, without fear. You were taught from a young age to avoid pain. You were told suffering is weak, that crying is useless, that feeling deeply makes you too exposed. So you ran, you denied, you shut it all down. But the more you try to run from suffering, the faster it catches up. And the worst part, it changes shape. It turns into anxiety, frustration, numbness, boredom, self-sabotaging habits that make no sense to you. But ignored pain doesn't just disappear. It digs tunnels through you until one day, out of nowhere, everything falls apart. Jung saw pain differently. He believed that suffering is how the soul speaks. It's the alarm of the unconscious, the way your full self tries to get your attention. He said, "Depression is like a lady in black. If she shows up, don't send her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, listen to what she has to say." But you don't listen. You stay busy. You numb out. You push it all down, hoping it'll go away. But what is your pain trying to tell you? The truth is, it hurts so badly because you're still fighting yourself. One part of you wants to grow. Another part wants to keep everything the same. Something inside is calling for change, but your ego, used to being in control, tries to silence that voice. That fight creates pain, because change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Letting go, cutting ties, walking away from what no longer fits, all of that feels like loss. It's grief. It's the death of your old self. But in the middle of that breakdown, something new can be born. Because when everything you thought was solid crumbles, when the pain strips you bare, then and only then can you see who you truly are. Not the version you protected, not the mask you wore, just you. And in that raw, honest place, suffering becomes sacred, because it brings you face to face with the only thing that can truly save you, yourself. Jung understood this. Pain is not a mistake. It's not the end. It's the beginning of the real path. The path toward your wholeness. Most people don't make it through that dark valley. They give up. They go back to distractions, back to pretending. But not you. If you're still here, it's because you're ready to cross. In the next part, we'll explore what that crossing actually looks like, because the path to becoming whole, no matter how painful or lonely, is the one that truly sets you free. Let's keep going. Now we go deeper. Very few people start the journey of becoming their true self, and even fewer finish it. Because this path doesn't give you comfort, it doesn't promise certainty, it doesn't protect your ego, it destroys it. Jung said individuation is about becoming who you really are. But to do that, you have to unlearn everything you thought you were. And that's one of the hardest parts. You start to realize that most of what you thought made you you was just survival. You're not your job. You're not your trauma. You're not the version of yourself you built to be liked, praised, or respected. All of that was just a way to get through. But surviving is not the same as living. And individuation is life calling you to live. It's when the unconscious begins to push up everything you've hidden, everything you've buried, denied, or distorted. To do this, you have to let go of your persona, the false self you wear in public. Jung called it a mask of social convenience. In other words, you have to peel off your own skin to see what's underneath. This is where you become truly untouchable, not because you feel nothing, but because you've walked through the fire and come out stronger. You've stared your demons in the eye. You've said to your shame, your neediness, your fear, "I see you, but you don't own me anymore." That kind of clarity, the calm that comes from knowing your darkness, gives you strength that doesn't rely on praise, control, or attention. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to look strong anymore, because you are strong. Real emotional armor isn't something you wear. It's something you build inside. It's the solid center that forms when all your parts are accepted and integrated. You may still feel pain, but it doesn't break you. You may still get hurt, but you don't lose who you are, because you've stopped reacting and started living from a deeper place. But that depth has a cost: loneliness. Not because you'll be alone, but because few people are ready to go there with you. Most people stay on the surface, behind their masks, afraid to feel. And as you start to free yourself, you'll begin to drift from the places and people where you once hid. But that distance isn't pride, it's growth. You're not walking away to prove anything. You're just outgrowing what once helped you survive. And now we reach the final part of this journey: clarity as protection. It's not willpower that makes you untouchable, it's understanding. That's what we'll unpack in the next video: how awareness is the only true shield in this world. Let's finish this journey together. We're almost there.